I swear to Eric, it is freezing. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the Weather Channel, everybody. My name's Stephen Howson. I'm outside Old Trafford to tell you which defenders we're not signing. So I think there's been a little brief coming out of, there, actually. Oh, I can't even tell you how cold it is. I'm actually freezing. My face hurts. There's been a little brief, I think, because I don't find it a coincidence that in the last week or so, United have been linked to anybody and everybody who may or could play centre-half. We're linked with literally every centre-half in the world. Now, why is that? Well, defensively, we've not been so great, have we? So I reckon that's got a large part to play in it, but it also feels like probably some journalist has been talking to somebody inside the club and they've gone, Jesus lads, your defence is gash, what are you going to do about it? And they've gone, oh, we're going to sign a centre-half. That feels to me roughly like the sort of conversation that's gone on. Now, who are we linked to here with Insty? Let's talk about that. Right, well, the first one, and actually, on the face of it, pretty ridiculous one, I think there might be actually something in this. Whether or not we get it done is another matter, but I think that this one has got the potential to have something in it, and that is Raphael Varane. Now, what's going on with Varane, Steve? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Now, this might be the first ever time that Transfer Review has referenced Forbes. It's also referencing the Express, and it's saying, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could have one defender in the world, it would be Raphael Varane. Interesting. This comes fresh on the reports of, I saw this Tuesday or Monday, something like that, and it was Tuesday, because I was going to ask Rio what he thought about Raphael Varane, and then the next day, loads of stuff about Varane come up, and I was like, oh, now it looks unoriginal, so I've not bothered asking him. Basically, Raphael Varane isn't signing a new deal. There's a very much Raphael Varane, Paul Pogba situation going on with both of those two players at their respective clubs. Now, if Varane's not going to sign a new deal, he's 27, they're the same age, they've probably got a similar sort of market value, they're probably going to be on similar sort of wages, they're not going to be exact, but ballparking about the same. Probably no one's going to offer Real Madrid blockbuster money to take Varane off their hands, and likewise, no one's going to offer United blockbuster money to take Pogba off our hands, and seemingly, this is two players who want to leave. Now, why Varane wants to leave Real Madrid, I don't know, and I don't even know if that's legit. It was just something that I saw in a report the other day that he doesn't want to sign a contract. It could be a negotiation tactic. We have seen this before, and we will be talking about the Ramos situation with that in a second. I think there's a deal to be had here. Now, just because I think there's a deal to be had here doesn't mean that A, Pogba does, B, Varane does, C, D, United or Real Madrid do. I just think that this would make sense for a lot of parties. United do need a centre-half. It looks like we don't want to lose Pogba. We're definitely better having a Paul Pogba in the team than not. But if we are consigned to losing the guy, then actually this might be a good way to get something out of it, because if you wanted to go out and just pay cash for Varane, outside of a pandemic, it's probably a £100 million centre-half. So I think this would satisfy a lot of parties. You might see more swaps going on. Because of this, a couple of players wouldn't mind switching around. This tends to make a little bit of sense. That being said, at the moment, there's only me going, oh, I'd like that. We kind of need them to think that, and then obviously we need the players to think that as well. I can't give it more than a 1 out of 10 at the moment, but I tell you what, I'd like it. I would. Ibrahima Konate. Now, he plays alongside the Upamecano fella that you've been speaking about every week since we've been, basically. Well, as we were saying, Upamecano's got a pretty relatively low release fee. He plays in Germany. Bayern Munich want him. That's as good as done. And I think the obviousness in terms of how good as done that is that United have apparently switched our target to Konate. Now, I like Konate. I think he's obviously a lot more experienced than Upamecano. He's got something else about him as well that I kind of like. I don't know if he's better. I don't think there's a lot in them, to be honest, but they're both good centre-halves. I could see this one happening. In terms of the value and the price, I'm not too sure on that. Now, the Mail are saying that United are going to go for him at the end of the season, but they face stiff competition from Liverpool and Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea, maybe I can see that. if they're willing to spend a load of money. Again, financial fair play still is a thing, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. I know some clubs act like it isn't. But Liverpool, not too sure on that. Van Dijk is going to recover from his early death and will play football again at some point. And they still have other centre-halves. They've recently bought centre-halves. They've also got the likes of Gomez, who can still play at centre-half. I don't imagine Konate is going to come in and go, oh, what, my third choice centre-half? I don't fucking think so. So I think Liverpool's name being flung into the mix is something that, if he'd have gone in January, maybe that might have been something Liverpool were looking to do when their crisis was at its peak. But the crisis with injuries is going to have settled by summer, you would assume, and people will be well on their way back to recovery. So I'm not sure that we are really going to be up against Liverpool to get him. Again, is there anything in it? At this stage, it feels very much like United are just saying, we'd probably like to sign a centre-half in the summer, and all of the papers are just throwing names out, trying to go, oh, we told you back in January that we was in for him, when realistically, we don't have a fucking clue. So same as 1 out of 10. Sergio Ramos. Is it 2015 again, Steve? No, it's not. However, we are still standing 6 years later talking about Sergio Ramos. Oh my God, can you imagine we'd actually got him 6 years ago? What a player. What a man. What centre-half scores that many headers as well? He scores so many goals. I'm pretty sure we've had strikers who've scored less goals than he has. Anyway, Sergio Ramos. Do I love him? I do love him. Is he a bit old though? He is a bit old. Would he work in a high line? No. I think the Premier League would be too fast and too intense for him, and I don't think it'd be a good idea. I also think he'd probably want about $500,000 a week to come to Manchester, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's fucking freezing, and I can understand why you wouldn't want to run around in shorts around here when you could be, I don't know, Madrid. I think that Ramos, this is the closest Ramos has come to an exit. And if Real Madrid are looking to do a rebuild, he would be someone that they could easily jettison. People probably wouldn't kick off too much because he is coming towards the end of his career, and everyone would be a winner, except Ramos or United. I just don't see United getting him over the line. He is a big name, and he's certainly a leader, and we certainly lack those sorts of things. But when you look at where we've been deficient, I think that I can't see us signing an old centre-half to fix a problem. This is like when we signed Laurent Blanc, and you go, oh my God, we're signing Laurent Blanc. This guy is amazing. And he gets to the Premier League and go, he's 104 years old. What is he doing? I just think it'd be a bad move for him. And I love the guy. And I think he's probably been one of the greatest centre-halves that the world's ever seen. But I don't think he's coming to United. Although I don't think there's nothing in it. And I definitely think previously our board, this is Falcao, innit, right? Previously our board would have been all over this. I just don't think that, I don't think we've fully moved on from that Galacticos sort of wet dream that Woodward has. And I could see Ramos being someone that he brings in. That being said, again, jack shit in any of this so far, so 1 out of 10 for me on the Ramos. Lastly, the formerly great local newspaper, now disreputable online blog, have done an article which is, is this journalism? Because this is a fucking video we would do. We're not journalists, we're fans. And we've probably got 100% more fucking integrity than half these newspapers. But anyway, they've done an article saying, here's some centre-halves United could sign. Honestly, that's literally fan channel content. What the fuck are you doing? And they've gone, Christiansen, Konate, Zagadou, fucking everyone. All of them. It's fucking nonsense. Oh my... Journalism's dead and journalists fucking killed it. Especially there. Jesus, wet. Are we signing any of them, Steve? Fucking... Maybe. I don't know. That is what you call hedging your bet. Ben White's in there too. Whatever. I'm going to throw one in. How about Ben Godfrey? Says Howson standing outside Old Trafford. Give it a rating. I don't know. Fucking 0 out of 10. I just made it up. That was the ins. Sort of. This is the outs. Paul Pogba, everyone. Whee! Of course it is. Mino Raiola's been talking. Fucking course he has. He says, I want to do my work quietly. What? Mino Raiola wants to work quietly. My fucking head fell off reading this. I'm going to tell you what, this fucking dickhead should do stand-up, because that's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. What does Mino Raiola do quietly? Has he ever done anything quietly? Obviously, this comes on the back of his comments that it's over for Paul Pogba at United, and he's kind of rescinded them, but not really. Fucking Raiola. I bet he's mega. If he's your agent, I bet it's a right laugh. But when you have to fucking deal with him, it's not a right laugh, is it? Do you know what? Saying that, if we had to go and tickle his fucking fat nuts just to get Haaland in, I'll be at the front of the queue fucking grabbing nuts. How about that? I'll take it for the team. I'll do that for us. I think we're going to have to do that, aren't we, if we want him? So, whatever. And do you know what? I wouldn't put it past us having to do some political shit with Raiola on the fucking promise of getting a bit of nut ticklage for Haaland later on down the line. So watch out for that. That's going to be a fucking right giggle, innit? Is Paul Pogba going? Fucking probably. Where's he going, Steve? I don't fucking know. Does anyone know? It looks like there's two candidates, doesn't it? There's Juventus and then at a push Madrid, who seemingly have got some financial problems going on. Not as bad as Barcelona though. Oh my God. If you don't know what I'm on about, well, Google it. I'm not going to fucking tell you. Just Google it. Do some research yourself. Right. Cheers for tuning in. I'm going to go get warm. I need a fucking brew and a cuddle. Laters.